Alright people, what's up? So here's the question. Can I build $1 million business in a new country in just 100 days? This is a country I've never lived in before. This is South Africa. A few weeks ago, I packed my bags and left my home country, Zimbabwe, with one mission: build a startup from scratch and prove that faith, creativity and hustle still matter. I've got 100 days. No funding, no connections, no backup plan. Just an idea called Movitize, turning public vehicles into mobile moving billboards. The thing is, everyone thinks you need money to start. I want to prove them wrong publicly, or maybe prove myself wrong. I don't know. This is day one.
Yeah, it's 5 in the morning and I don't feel like doing it, but I have to do it. So let's go.
So right now I woke up to work on the pricing and products side of this business, right? And I'm realizing that most agencies, right, they have these products on their site, like this one, for example. You see this business, they have their products on the site, but however they are operating as an agency. So what an agency does is they don't have a single priced product. It means that the same thing doesn't have the same price. Why? It depends on various factors, because it depends on location, number one. It depends on who the customer is, number two. These two main things. Because if the billboard is in a prime location, let's say the billboard is in Joburg and it's in Sandton, right? It means that billboard costs way more, because people in Sandton have way more buying power than people that are in Soweto. That means that billboard costs a little bit more. And then also, if the location where that billboard is like a really busy road, like it's a high traffic place, let's say it's in a really busy road, that billboard also costs higher. But then we're not talking about billboards here, but we're talking about mobile ads, right? So if this ad is on a vehicle that goes to Sandton, but the vehicle but where it usually spends its time in a high traffic area place, be it like a rank that is or near a mall where it's really busy, that ad might cost more. And then because now we've talked about how these demographics apply for a business, and no, for a billboard that is on, depending on location, right? Now there's also one big factor that is sort of unfair, but I also use it all the time in my web design clients. It's the fact that each billboard is priced differently depending with the customer. So in advertising, not everything costs the same to everyone. Something might cost different because of the client's budget. Let's say the client is a big tech company and we can't sell that same product to them for the same amount of money. It means that we are leaving a lot of money on the table, and two, that company values advertising more than a startup, and that company has more spending power on advertising budget because they have more money and they're willing to spend more on advertising. And also because of that, it means that if the client is let's say they have less money, it means that we are supposed to match their expectations and meet their budget at the same time. So how do I want to make this different? Because my idea is to create a tech startup that is like an application. You see, I'm trying to create something like that is like Google Ads or Facebook ads. You see, Facebook ads and Google ads, they all are used by big companies, Fortune 100, 500 companies, and also they're still used by a startup, by someone who has started a business in Soweto and they are baking cakes. They want to advertise to the local people. Still, that same person can use Google ads or Meta ads. What power does a Fortune 500 company have over that small individual? Is that because Meta ads and Facebook ads are priced the same, it means that the bigger company can now afford to buy lots and lots of impressions versus the smaller guy. The smaller guy is, okay, my budget is only $15, which means that I can only buy, let's say, 10,000 views or 10,000 impressions, which is still okay. And then the big company says, I have a lot of money to do this, so I can spend a lot on budget. That's how we're going to make it different. So we want to take that model of saying it's still priced the same, and it takes less time on our side to sit with the client and say, so we're going to price it the same. It has to be the same pricing, giving one advantage to the bigger guy. The bigger guy can get lots and lots of the same product. If they have a bigger budget, they can get lots and lots of vehicles, and if they have a smaller budget, they can get a few vehicles, but at least they've tested out. So it feels a little bit risky because no one else is doing this. So I have 3 things to do today. The first thing is that I have 3 things that I have to do every day. So the first thing is I have things I do to grow monetize. That is the business. Things that I do to grow monetize. And then I have things that I do to market monetize. That's task number 2. I want monetize to go viral, so like making people know about monetize. And then I have things that I do to finance monetize. That is the third one. So I have 3 things. Things I do to grow monetize, things I do to finance monetize, and things that I do to market monetize. So marketing monetize involves creating content like this right now. I'm creating content to market monetize. This means that I'm gonna create vlogs, social media posts, shorts, reels, TikToks, everything that I can do in my power to tell the story of monetize to people, and then to make people know that there's a company called monetize that exists. So that's one thing that I do to market monetize. And then also a big part about marketing monetize is that it's when I do this vlog, I also try to incorporate my faith in it. So it's a time that I also get to meditate and to daily journal, but mostly to put my faith and grow spiritually as a person, as Owami's dad, and just for personal growth. And then things that I do to finance monetize. So before I started this, I am a digital marketer. I've been doing graphic design, branding, website design, design stuff for clients. So I have client work, and I use the money from client work to pay for monetize. So what it means is that I have to do more client work in able to finance monetize. For example, yesterday we registered the company with CIPC, company registration of South Africa. And when we did that, we're supposed to pay the money to secure the registration forms and certificates before 11 p.m. noon. And right now, I have 0 money. I have no money. I only have 3 rands 99 cents in my Hello Paisa card. And where will I get the money from? It means that I'm going to have to do a lot of client work, design stuff, logo design, web design. I'm going to do social media marketing for clients that I already have. And then from that client work, when they pay me, I'm going to use that money to finance monetize. Then the third part of my day involves things I do to grow monetize. This is what I've been doing since morning. Since I woke up, I've been doing things I do to grow monetize. And that's the really bulk of it. It's like the most part of it. So this stuff like, I need to create a website for monetize, because it doesn't make sense for us to say that we are a marketing agency but we don't have a website. So website. Then I also was working on pricing structure. I need to know how much our drivers and combi owners are willing to take per month for us to place adverts on their vehicles. That's number 1. So in the pricing structure, I also need to know how much does it cost to print these things, because we don't have printers. So I need to factor in the cost of
the logo, and then the tuk-tuks, and then I'll give you a call for a further brief.
Okay.
Just hold on. Let me just do it now. I'll say hold it.
Yeah, actually do it. So let me also open my WhatsApp and be online.
Can you see?
Okay. Oh, so this canvas cover won't.
Yes, right round. The canvas right round won't be there.
We just got a haircut and we're not going home, so that's what's up. So I just got back and now it's time for us to make a call to one client. They said that we should call them ASAP. And man, I'm tired because it's a long story. I'll tell you the story. How we walked and man, I'm really tired, but I have to make this call and do it because one else will. It's up to me. I have to run. The Absa branch closes at 4 and it's almost 3:30. I have to go there and make a deposit of the money ASAP. So that's what's happening. So I'll see you guys. It's a. How was it?
Looking to bring a second start for the badge in this year's competition. Sundowns are seeking a third successive semi-final, and the Champions League having been knocked out by versus Esperance last year. Last week's matchup was marred by some violence between the two clubs' fans. At last, the competitor says that behavior has no place in sports.
Yeah, I'm gonna sell you to the people. But I found one guy is for sale. I'm walking, right? I'm walking, carrying this broom, and I'm coming from the bank, right? And then these are the guy that gave me an in drive, right? Spots me. Mind you, I didn't see him. Then I'm like, who's this ninja? Why is he like screaming at me, saying, hey, you? I'm like really confused for some seconds. Then I realized, oh no, it's another guy. And then he says to me, hey, bruh. What up? I'm like, what up? We're like really genuinely happy to see each other. And then Benji all this time he's driving. And then he says to me, yo, bruh, why don't you just fly with that broom you're carrying? Oh, bruh, that was like a blow. And people just laughed. And I also laughed. And that's when I realized that I have through genuine conversations with people, you can now actually make you can actually make some real friends through and some real connections and genuine connections through just having chats with people. That's what's up, man. That's what's going on. So maybe let me tell you why I'm actually doing this and why I'm calling it Project Owami Needs A Dad is because I was reading this book that my mentor gave me called Men of the Bible. And in the book, there is the story of Abraham and how Abraham had to do 4 surrenders. And there is the first surrender Abraham had to do. It was the surrender for him to leave his own home country to go into a promised land that he doesn't know. And he didn't even have a plan where the promised land is, but he had to trust in God and to leave his own people for God to give him that blessing. So in that whole story and in that whole narrative of Abraham leaving his own land and going to a foreign land to build his own country, that's where my whole narrative of doing this whole project and this whole challenge of me and these 100 days of why am I doing this? It's something that speaks to me that I have to go through this process of learning this whole journey and of trying to build something in a new land without the comfort of your relatives or the comfort of family, trying to do something outside of your comfort zone. And that's why I'm doing it. And the reason why I'm calling it Project Owami Needs A Dad is because I want one day that my son or my daughter to look back at this and okay, wow, this is something that Dad did and in his youth, and maybe they could also try and do something, and something that I want to do with my own youth. And I remember there's a quote that Ellen White says that with such an army of the youth, the gospel says something about the gospel and how the gospel can be preached to all the world with such a young army of the youth. And for me, it means that to her, Auntie Ellen White views us as the youth, as an army, not just as a, but she literally sees us as an army, which means that we have the capability of a soldier or of a Navy SEAL. We can do it. And because of that, I want to touch myself. I want to put myself in so much pressure that I can use my life as a beacon or as a case study for other people to learn from, but mostly for Owami to learn from this. One day Owami will look at this and be like, okay, Dad did this, then maybe I can do it too. And if Dad failed at it, maybe it won't limit him. He will learn from these mistakes that I'm going to do in these 100 days and my failure, and try to build from what I've failed. And if I fail to be consistent and not do this, he will also learn from that, and that they tried something and didn't finish it, but I will try to do something better. So that's why I'm doing this. Owami, if you're watching this, yeah, it's something that I tried for you. So yeah, Project Owami Needs A Dad. It's also something that I'm trying to do to mature as a person and also mature as a future dad or as a future husband. I don't know. That's, yeah, man, it sounds cringy, but that's what it is, man. Life is all about time, and we're all gonna grow at some point. And if we don't force ourselves to grow, we'll just still be young, but physically growing up, but mentally still young people. So we have to force ourselves to grow. So yeah, so about that other story about the guy that I was working. So when I was working here, and that guy that I was talking here about, he sent me a voice note. I sent him a voice note. I told him about Project Movetize and how we want to put and how I'm doing a company called Movetize, and how we can partner together with his boat or InDrive, and I can put an ad on his vehicle and we can split the money and stuff. Let me hear what he said, because he sent me a voice note.
I get no time to be looking on negative things. Like, we gotta be looking on the positive. Like, time is not on our side, bro. Like, time is ticking. So we gotta keep it moving. So you're saying you actually putting advert stickers on board or InDrive vehicles. Like, elaborate, dog. Elaborate, my dog.
Hey man, what's up? I'm alright, bro. I like your positivity, man. Yeah, bro. We have to be positive. We have to keep on working, man. It's so inspiring. So what we're doing is we are putting adverts right on moving vehicles. So it's like it's an advertising company, but instead of putting adverts on billboards or putting stickers on vehicles, I think I'll send you some images of what it looks like. I'll send you some pictures. So we put like a sticker on your car, right? And then if you put a sticker on your car, it could be a sticker of, let's say, Burger King or KFC or FNB, something like that. And then who will pay you rent for putting that sticker on your car? So you're basically like, you are renting out space on your vehicle for us to put our sticker on your car. So that was Theo, the guy that saw me yesterday, and was like, yo, ride your broom. So that was Theo, and we're now cool. Then also, so our main goal was to register the company, and that's why we were doing all those errands in town. So we had to go get the money that was sent by a client, and then we had to put the money to the bank account. Then we had to go to ABSA to pay for the company to be registered, and then we had to wait for the CIPC to tell us that the company has been registered. So now the message has been confirmed, and the company and Movetize is now officially registered, my guy. It's now part of, it's not like, let me show you. Pila sent me this. So it's now registered. So Movetize is, so basically Movetize is now registered and it's now a functioning company. So that was the big achievement of today. The company is now official and is now registered. So our next step now is to create a bank account and other things. But also a big part of the registration was that my goal was to partner with a local citizen of South Africa, and I felt generally bad to just come into a place and then make money as a foreigner and leave. So I wanted to partner with someone who's natively born in SA, and that's when my first goal was to I was looking for a partner that aligns with my faith, that a person who's really trustworthy, a person whom I can trust, and a person whom we see things from the same perspective as a Christian or as an Adventist. So that's when I went to church. And at church, I met a lot of people, but specifically, I met a guy called Peter. And that guy was really friendly, man. He was like, he's really welcoming and he's a cool guy. And then I then scheduled a meeting with him. We had lunch. Then I told you, then I pitched him the idea. And then I convinced him. I tried my best to convince him, say, Brad, please, let's do this. And then, so the idea was he helps me set up the company. He helps me register the company, because right now I'm in a position where I technically can't register my own company, because you need a lot of money for you to register the company as a foreigner. You need like 5 million rands and a lot of things. So I said, okay, let him register the company, and then I will do all the work. And then if the company becomes okay, it's a win-win situation. But find people that see the world the same way and make you become a better person. For example, in Pilar's case, he is really an upright guy, and he's really pushing, because yesterday he was actually pushing me to go and pay for the registration and to get the company registered. And he's a really good guy. And so that's a big part of it, having someone that knows the place and having someone who's willing to help you to achieve that goal. And you also, in turn, you are also trying to prove value to that guy. You're trying to say, I want these to be worthwhile for him, because he's putting his name and his credentials on the line here for me. So that's it. So shout out to Pilar. And if there's one lesson that I can take away from this, or to anyone, is that you have to know one thing, that as a startup or as a business, you always work with people. And the first thing that you have to do is to be nice to people, always spread kindness, always spread love, always be a good guy, man. Just be positive and try to link up with people. Try to be nice to people. So that's what I learned from this. Be nice to people, and because people may open doors that you can't open literally. So that's my whole persona, that you literally can't afford to burn bridges. Don't be mean to people. Be nice to people.